Hello, it's Mr. Egg from Pattaya, Thailand, and I've lived here for many years, and just lately a lot of people have been saying that they might be coming to join me. Well, not me in particular, but come to live here in Pattaya, whether it's because they're taking early retirement or during the worldwide pandemic they've had a think and decided to take their life in a different direction, or taking advantage of the wonderfully fast and cheap broadband here in Thailand and coming to work here remotely. But for whatever reason, many people are coming over, and they always ask me, where's the best place to live, Phil? And I thought, well, you know what, why don't I do a video that showcases all the different places where I've lived, and from my experience tell you the positives and the negatives of those certain areas. So come on a journey with me as we go to a few places where I've lived. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You might be getting a sense of deja vu because we've been here before in a video, and you'll see it at the top of your screen there. It's all about when I lived here on Soi 6, and I lived, you've just seen it, in that room just above me, here at what is now called Pussy Club. And although I don't expect you to make plans to come to live in Pattaya and live on Soi 6 or any of the other entertainment areas, but what about if you're thinking of setting up a business and then living above the business? What are the pitfalls of doing that? And obviously the main ones are, if it's your business, you're going to be there 24 hours a day, and it might be a good idea sometimes to just move away, have a reflection, go for a walk, or even drive home to somewhere where you actually live, maybe with a wife, girlfriend or family or whatever. So it's not good to have those people around you in your business, and also actually being in the business yourself 24 hours a day. I can take it from me, it's not a very good idea. Another thing about living in an area where there's a lot of businesses, especially nightclubs or bars, is obviously going to be the noise. They're not going to react very kindly for you telling them as a resident to turn the noise down. You might have karaoke parties or any sorts of things going on during the day or night. And also, if you're living maybe over a shop, there might be deliveries early in the morning, bottles being put into bins and all sorts of stuff that are going to wake you up. So it's only common sense, really. Be very careful if you are thinking about living above a business, where it is, what the business is, what are going to be the pitfalls of doing that. This time I came to live in Thailand, I was living actually in the Windmill Club. Yes, I actually lived in the Windmill Club for a couple of months, but I met a girl and we decided to get our own place, and where we came to was here. This is Soi 2 in central Pattaya. Now, it didn't used to look like this 13 years ago when I came here. In fact, it was just a very basic 4-story building with about 10 rooms on each floor. And this lovely little reception area here was just a little shop, and it's all changed and it's got modern, and that's great. These 4-story buildings seem to go up all over Pattaya, and you'll probably be looking at one of those if you are coming to live here, whether it's in central Pattaya, north or south Pattaya. This is kind of north Pattaya here. I think there's some kind of design plan on them which suits the fire requirements. They can't go any higher than 4 stories because they always seem to be 4 stories high. Very importantly, you can't have gas inside any residence other than a ground floor in Thailand, full stop. So if you're in a condo, if you're in one of these, if you're in anywhere, if you like gas cooking, it's a problem. You need to get electric if you want to cook your own food. Get one of those convector, I think they're called convector heaters, that will cook your food, and they'll be great. Of course, most people don't bother to cook at home at all. They just eat street food because it's so cheap and so available. And also with the delivery services like Grab, you very rarely, I certainly very rarely cook at home. But if you do, be very wary that gas is going to be a problem. Now, the positives of living in Pattaya. The number one is, of course, it's right close to all the action. So whether it's Soi 7, Soi Buakhao, Tree Town, Walking Street, wherever you want to go, it's either a walk, a bicycle ride, a taxi ride, or a BART bus away. So it's really easy and convenient. And the great thing, if you can't see it, it's just down there is a beach. And the beach is somewhere where you can go and exercise, especially during the early part of the morning before the sun comes up, and when the sun goes down. It's a little bit too hot, especially right now in the hot season, to go and walk along there, but some people do. And it's a great little community. You get people there, obviously you can meet people there, and it's fine. So the beach is a huge positive. And of course there are so many people. There's just a huge amount of people that live in North, Central and South Pattaya that you can go to friends' houses and have a great time. Let's talk about the negatives. And the biggest negative for me has always been the price. If you get a condo, say in somewhere like Vutale 6, right in the centre there, or some of the newer condos that have come out, just a one bedroom place is going to cost you about 15 or 20,000 baht a month. Now that might suit your budget, but for some people that's going to be too much. When I was living here, it was about 7 or 8,000 baht. I'm sure it's probably double by now because it looks a lot nicer. Don't forget, when you're choosing a place, some really important things. Number one, water pressure. When you go to the room and you're being shown around a room, check the water pressure, the bum gun, turn on the taps and see what it's like, because that is really important. So many times if you're in the shower and the shower stops because there's no water pressure, it's bad. And we all like a nice strong bum gun, don't we? Secondly, check the phone, check the reception on your mobile phone. Most places will have internet included in the package. It will, if it's not, it might be expensive, but we've got quite good 4G and now 5G coverage coming here in central Pattaya. So internet speeds aren't a problem, but make sure that you've got a good web connection. Get your phone out and look at how many bars you've got on your reception. And another thing is public transport. Are you going to have a car or a motorbike? Well, it doesn't really matter, although you do need to take parking into consideration. But are there local motorbike taxis available? Are there BART buses that come regularly into the area, or is that going to be a problem? Bolt, of course, is like an Uber type service, which is here in Pattaya. But if you're going places regularly, that can start to become quite expensive. So things to think about living in central Pattaya. I must admit, I loved being able to just get out of this condo, walk down there, walk to the bottom, and I was on Pattaya Beach, and it was fantastic. I had some really nice, happy memories here in North Pattaya. We have come via Phil's taxi and we are in what I like to call the Beverly Hills of Pattaya, Pratamnak. It's a place that genuinely, when I first came here 13, 14, no longer, 20 years ago, it really was all fields. Except Soi 4, actually this place was here, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, and the Asia Hotel was at the bottom, but other than that, just a dirt road, and all the roads around here have been heavily developed over the last 20 years. And the one good reason that I like living in Pratamnak, I'm standing on it. Pavements, or sidewalks if you're from America. It's got proper pavements and it feels like a European or North American city, because you don't get people trying to sell you things on there, and you can walk up and down, and the cars go in the road and the pedestrians go on the pavements. What a brilliant idea. That's a good one. There's a great little community around Pratamnak, lots of nice little restaurants, few little naughty bars if you want to risk it doing it near to your own place of work. Of course, there's a lot of abode. There's lots of gentlemen's clubs around here, Kinneries around here, and other ones as well. And it's nice. There's lots of 7-Elevens. There isn't a big supermarket, but there are lots of little places where you can come and get essentials. If you're into your golf, there's a 9-hole par 3 golf course at the Asia Hotel, which is now open. It's been closed for a while, and it's floodlit as well, so you can go in the evenings if you can dodge all the mosquitoes. And there's a great view of Pattaya Bay and Koh Lan as well. And right at the bottom of Soi 4 Pratamnak and Soi 5, there are beaches. Soi 4 one's a little bit hidden away, and it's not so good, but we call it Hidden Beach, because Secret Beach, because if you go there in the winter time, there's lots of Russian girls. The one big negative you have about Pratamnak is the fact that if you haven't got a car or if you haven't got a motorbike, you're going to either have to use your legs to get around, or you're going to have to get taxis everywhere, because there is no mainline bus or BART bus service or Songtel that takes you from this area back into Pattaya that way or Jomtien that way. That's Pratamnak for you. I like it here, but you've got to have a bike or a car to get around, but very chilled out. And the prices, now you can pick up a place, I've heard about 5,000 baht a month. You won't get much for that, but a 1-bedroom place, you're looking at 10,000-15,000 baht in a really nice modern condo. I lived here with the slasher and also my ex-wife that I married for 19 days and had many happy memories here. So that's it, Pratamnak. For our final location, we're not technically in Pattaya, we're here in Jomtien, and I used to live here at the Jomtien Beach condominium. Although it wasn't this block, it was a block a little bit further back. Lots and lots of condo space here in Jomtien, and for many years it's been very popular with Russian people buying condos here and tourism. Obviously, for obvious reasons, not so much now. So worryingly, there might be a lot of local businesses that might find it difficult right now, and there might be lots and lots of condos being both rented and sold pretty cheaply. So Jomtien might be the place for you to come. Couple of really big positives for Jomtien, and obviously the main one is out there. Sorry, it's a little bit windy today and the umbrellas are up, but it's obviously the beach. I would say miles and miles, maybe 2 miles of beaches that stretch right away up to Na Jomtien, and it's really well maintained, and there's great beachside parking as well. In fact, the beach is a great little community. Just about here every day in the mornings there was the Jomtien Musos, who I used to call them, 4 or 5 guitar players, sometimes joined by a saxophonist, who just used to jam on the beach, and you get a lot of that sort of thing. It's a very laid back, easy lifestyle. The second big positive about Jomtien, if you haven't got a car or motorbike, if you're on the beach, is the public transport. There are BART buses that run all the time, every 2 or 3 minutes, even at night time, and they go directly to Pattaya, to places where you'll be easily be able to walk to places like Soi 6, Tree Town, and Walking Street. The negatives, well, I would say it's a little bit out of the way. As I said before, there are a lot of Russians that come here, and some people don't really like that. There's quite a few Chinese people that come and stay in tour parties. Obviously they're not coming at the moment, so that's sometimes a bit of a problem. Certainly not for me, but it will be for some people. And usually when it's nice weather like this, you'll see the beach quite full, But if you look, it's not Western people, it's all people from Thailand. So you get a lot of people coming from Bangkok. If you look just here, you can see that this is a Bangkok registration plate. So clearly somebody has come down for a day trip. There's good parking, and they prefer to come here to Jomtien rather than Pattaya, which hasn't got good parking and has got a bit of a, believe it or not, sleazy name for itself. So positives and negatives. Nice restaurants and eating areas along here, although not too many Western places. Hemingway's is here. There's a few beer bars that sell food on Soi 5 and other sois as well. Also, I'm thinking of the Kiwi and Wombat bar, which is open and selling Western food. But places are opening up all the time. What you won't get here in Jomtien is places like McDonald's, KFC, Texas Chicken, and places like that. The big American chains haven't come here yet. I don't even think, trying to think if there's a Starbucks. There are plenty of coffee places, but not a Starbucks. So if you like that sort of stuff, Pattaya is really the place for you. But Jomtien, it's good, it's cheap, and it's very, very nice. So that's it for today. People say my channel's always going down. There you do. I do all my own stunts. This part of the beach brings back a few memories. I nearly died here. I had a heart attack about 50 metres up the road there. That's it for my guide to living in Pattaya. Where would you like to live? Is there somewhere else? There are places. At the moment, I'm living on the dark side. We didn't include that because technically it's not Pattaya. But if you've got any good suggestions, put them in the comments down below, and stick around because we've got lots of great videos all about this wonderful town of Pattaya coming up real soon. But for now, from me, Phil, Mr. Egg, see you every day from 11 AM at Le Bourbon Soy Diamond. We'll see you later. Oh, gonna go for a nice stroll. See you later. Bye-bye.